Hey restoration fans, welcome to the 1966 Fastback build. On today's episode, we're going to be giving you some history on this car, why we obtained it, what we plan to do to it, and where the restoration is today. Stay tuned. So this car is originally from Denver, Colorado. We picked this up here in South Texas. So we were very fortunate to have it very close by, so we didn't have to worry about flying out to see a car, transportation for a car, etc., etc. Now this car had already gone through a mild restoration, which was not to my liking, so I knew right off the bat that we were going to have to make some changes to it. Now from there, we had to make some other decisions based on how far we wanted to take it, and now it's in this stage. So I can tell you, and some of you may know this, you start us doing a restoration and you just want to paint the car and put some wheels on it. Before you know it, you've got the car taken apart. Now let me explain to you why I did this. Initially I wanted to do the candy apple red paint and just put on some nice wheels and call it a day. However, this car had one major issue, and that major issue was that it is a 6-cylinder. Why did Ford do that? I have no idea, but they did, and I got stuck with one of them. So I knew that right from the bat I was gonna have to address that issue. I can tell you that moving forward, I've got a 351 Windsor that's going to get dropped into here, which when we hit that stage, I'll bring you a video and I'll do my absolute best to explain to you the way we're dropping it in and everything else. Now, with that in mind, if we're going to do that, which we are, but if you're going to do something like that, you then have to change the suspension, because these 6-cylinder cars, they're not going to hold up that 8-cylinder motor. So as you can see here, we've already made some of the changes to the suspension. We've beefed it up with 8-cylinder parts, so that's going to hold up whatever motor we put in it. We've also gone out of the way and made the safety call of putting these wilwood disc brakes both front and back. This is something that for me is very important and you don't play around with. We're all used to hitting those disc brakes on our new cars, and when you've got drum brakes, trust me, they do not break the same, they don't feel the same, and the point of having one of these cars is to actually enjoy it. Now, if you don't make these changes, I honestly feel that you're going to not enjoy it as much. But if you do, then you're going to be out on the road more, enjoying your project. So that's something that you definitely have to consider and invest some money in. Now, the rear end is a 8.8 Ford. However, it's not a Fox body. I know a lot of people do that. This is an 8.8 off of a 97 Ford Explorer. Now, we haven't finished the rear end because the brake plates that were sent from Wilwood did not fit this particular rear end, so we're waiting on the new ones to come in. This is, by the way, a Ford new style. For anybody who's going to get into this, if you get a Ford Explorer rear end, you're going to have to get the brake parts for a Ford new style. Now that pretty much wraps up suspension. Interior wise, we're going to be doing a couple things. This seat that you see here laying in an awkward way is gonna have to end up being retrofitted there in the floor pan. Now, a couple things. We went ahead and put this buzz mat into the car. This is a tar mat that helps with the sound and all the resonating off of the road. And you can also see that the pan right there has a dip. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is not original. That's something that was done on the restoration because these guys put in aftermarket seats off of some Mercedes-Benz, which weren't my favorite. So I decided that we're going to drop in these 2015 Mustang seats. However, in order to do that, we got to fix that floor pan. So that's something that's going to be taking place, and if possible, I'll put the video up of how that's going to work out. All the bezels on this car, everything in here, all the chrome is going to be replaced. Steering wheel, we even have plans for putting a really neat touchscreen radio here, also a really nice console to go with it. It's all going to be leather interior. On a later video I'll show you the interior parts that I have and how they are, and then I'll give you the before and after, so keep an eye out for that. Aside from that, there's really nothing much going on to the interior. We're just going to try to make it more comfortable, more enjoyable. Now when it comes to the exterior, one thing that we did do was add this aftermarket scoop. Let me give you a better view of the contours here. Now this is, for me, it's just one of those things that makes it look like a really tough muscle car. It's something that I really wanted from day one. And we put that in. It's a fiberglass part. I purchased it on eBay. I'll link the video that my painter has on how he installed it, primed it, did the whole works. So I'll show you that video, and I'll also give you the link to the part in case you're interested. At least you know that it fits, and if you've got the right body guy, you can make it work. The other thing that we're doing is we're gonna put in these GT350 scoops that go right here. That's something that's gonna take place, which they're on back order, surprisingly. Now, there's also gonna be a GT350 hood scoop. Sits right here. It's non-functional, by the way. Now, I do have a video on how this hood scoop looks, so if you wanna find that video, click on it. As a matter of fact, I'll put a link to it so you can have a look. And I'll also put in the link to the painter who put that hood scoop on the hood, how he welded it, and the process he went through. Now, aside from that, guys, this car is going to be painted the 1967 candy apple red, and everything else is going to be pretty much stock. We're not going to go, resto mod style. We're just going to keep it nice, and hopefully you guys can get some benefit from it. And I'm going to try to do my best to bring you all these videos that will help you down the road. Videos that I can explain to you the cost of things and how I make my decisions based on what they're going to cost and all that good stuff. So guys, stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button. It's how you're going to be able to stay up to speed with all the videos and everything else that's going on with this car. And I'll do my absolute best to bring you the average Joe perspective and teach you the ins and outs so that when you do your restoration, you're not caught in the dark. Guys, thanks for joining us. Have a good one.